Hi everybody, my name is Taylor Green. I'm one of the audiologists here at Audiology Associates. Just by myself today, as you can see, we're having a bit of a swap over this time. Rhys is still on annual leave at the moment, he's off work at the moment, but we will be back together on the next video. So this is just one patient in this video. It's quite a long one, sorry guys. So you can see we've got this really sort of light, sticky wax plug just blocking up this patient's ear canal. Been having some trouble for quite a while, but has only just come around to sorting it out basically. So you can see we've got the standard size Zollner tube. Now what I'm doing here, which is what we always try and do with this kind of sticky wax, is just try it in different parts of the plug. Now you can see little bits were coming off to start with. Now the core of this I'm kind of hoping is going to be still solid enough for us to actually bring this out in one big plug. So you're going to see me give a really good fight in both of these ears. So the patient has very similar issues in both sides. So we're just trying to tease this out of the ear. So almost trying to walk it out. Now I'm also trying to unstick it from the ear canal. So you'll also see me trying to lift it from the bottom of the ear canal. And in some cases, you might find that will actually sort of roll it from the bottom. So sometimes you can be quite lucky and manage to remove these plugs in, in one go quite quickly. But hasn't happened for us in this case, unfortunately. Now, I could have popped a little bit of olive oil, and I think there's probably going to be quite a lot of you saying, "Oh, why didn't you use a Jobson horn or one of the manual tools?" Because of the consistency and how sticky it is. What we would have risked is actually, well, re-sticking this plug back to the ear canals, which would just add to the difficulty. What it also may have done is sheared almost like a trench through the center of this plug. So I want to try and keep it all together. And as you can see, it's really not moving very fast at all for us here. We're just taking little tiny bits off at a time. Don't forget, guys, if you do like these videos and you're interested in earwax, not that you would, but give the video a like, give us a follow, share us around if you want to. We are very appreciative, and we do like having new people in the community. If you're having trouble with your ears as well, follow our bio in the description. Oh God, I can't get the words out today, sorry guys, I've only just finished my coffee. Yeah, follow our link to the website in our bio. All our details for the clinics that we run will be on there, and get yourself booked in to see us. We're looking forward to seeing you. So I did actually pop a little bit of olive oil in there. You could probably see that kind of wet sort of sheen around the outer edge of this plug, and it's helped us a lot actually. So you can see just how big this plug coming out, and you can see little bits of that like kind of dry skin mixed in there as well. So that darker section at the back is the plug of wax, and the lighter sections you can see are just little bits of skin that was holding this in place. Excuse me. So we're just popping in now with a fine end, just trying to clear up some of these little tiny bits. We're not overly concerned about these little tiny bits that are left. They're not causing the patient any problems. These little bits will just naturally start migrating by themselves now that there's a lot more space for this to move. And the reason you will also sometimes see us leave these little bits, especially the really fine, small, thin little pieces of skin like this one here, with even just the fine, even with the fine end, you can sometimes get some clarinetting. Now the eardrum's looking nice and healthy there, like lovely, perfect textbook eardrum. Now, yeah, sometimes it can clarinet. Now, if you've never seen these videos before and you're not sure what clarinetting is where those little fine, thin pieces go into the suction tube, but it's still connected to the ear canal. So what it does is basically flaps very, very rapidly inside the tube, and it almost makes this horrible, shrill, almost like whistling noise, which is, well, it's uncomfortable for us, let alone the patient. We're actually inside the patient's ear, so you can imagine how loud this can be for the patient. So, exactly the same issue on the other side. Very, very blocked up, really full, very sticky, a lot of dead skin. we got a bit of everything in here, so we've got a bit of movement there actually. Obviously, as you can see by the length of this video, it obviously didn't come out as easy as we would have liked it to. So this is what we were doing, similar to the other side, little tiny wiggles, trying to walk this out of the ear canal. And we're just teasing this off the roof of the ear canal. So you can obviously see that slightly deeper section. So this is not going to come away in one go, which unfortunately. You can just see these little bits that are breaking away. These are the more kind of like brittle parts that are breaking away from this thicker plug. We've got a nice big piece coming away there. So we're just trying to unstick this second plug from the ear canal here now. So we've got a little bit of olive oil in here, just a small amount. I think I only put one spray in this side, just for the vision more than anything, because sometimes it can obscure our view. So those cilia, or the hair that you can see inside the ear, it tends to hold on to some oil. Now sometimes we do pop in with a little cotton bud just to try and soak up some of the oil on the outer edge there. Please never use any cotton buds in your ears, because it'll only make things 10 times worse. So yeah, you can see here now this oil is actually helping to break away little bits, but what the oil also does is lubricates the ear canal. So these thicker, more sort of dense plugs that you can see here, it actually gives, how do I say it? It almost actually, it makes the job easier for us, but I can't actually think of what I'm trying to say, but it just makes it generally easier for us. You can see as we're trying to wiggle and tease this, you might not see it, but you can see very, very gentle movements. You can see it slowly pulling away. This is where it can get quite tricky with most people. This is the first bend of the ear canal. So this is where the ear is sort of shaped like the letter S. Now this is the first sort of bend that we come to. Some people's bends in their ears are very, very narrow and steep. So what we tend to have to do in most cases is actually hold the ear open. Not so bad in this case, but we still have to try and maneuver this massive plug of wax around this bend. Oh, you can just see how sticky it is. It's almost like tar, you know. It's a really thick, sticky plug here. On the edge of my seat there. Come on. It's just breaking little bits away at the moment. Again, I'm not opting for any manual tools here. As we said from the other ear, it's just going to add to the difficulty with how soft and sticky this is. All we're really going to do is just squash this all up the sides of the ear canal. Now, you can start to see this whole plug is starting to move a little bit here now. So we're actually getting a bit more space in this ear now that we're breaking these pieces away. It's quite a big piece actually though. God, it's not a wonder this patient's been having some issues with their ears. Now again, a lot of people we do see in the comments occasionally saying, you know, how does somebody not know they've got wax in the ear? I mean, sometimes you don't. It's more of a feeling. I mean, you kind of acclimatize. So if it's a slow build-up, which a lot of the time it is, you start adapting and getting used to the sound. So sometimes you'll start feeling the ear will start holding water after a shower. That can be a sign that wax is starting to build up. But it only takes that one split second for that particular patient to then start having all of their difficulties. So they'll wake up in the morning and it'll just block right up. Now some people will say they'll give their ear a little bit of a wiggle and it'll pop and it'll clear. It doesn't necessarily mean the wax is coming away. It's just moving inside the ear. So if that is happening to you, get yourself booked in, get your ears checked. So we are coming to the end now, guys. Sorry, it's a bit of a painstaking wax removal, this one. Last little wiggle. Oh, you can see it coming out. I can just see how tight this is. There we go, it's on its way out. God, look at the size of that plug. Even though we've already removed quite a lot of wax there, that's quite a large plug that we've removed there. Again, trying to tidy up these little bits, not overly concerned about this. We've cleared the blockage, the job is done, patient's hearing much better. Don't want to add to the risk of you know, any temporary threshold shifts, which is where the hearing can sometimes feel a little bit worse temporarily for about half an hour. You can see it's just kind of these last little bits are really stuck to the ear canal. In these cases where you get these little kind of like stainings of like oil and wax that are still left on the ear canal, we'd normally suggest the patient just continue with some olive oil about once a month, once every 3 or 4 weeks. There's no particular time limit for it, but that should over time loosen those little bits, and it'll again start migrating naturally. So we've got about 2 inches there in total. Was that 5 centimeters? Yeah, quite a lot in those both ears. And bear in mind, that's not everything. We did get a lot into the suction tank as well, so we probably had another centimeter or 2, you know, added on to that. Well, that's it for me today, guys. Thank you very much for watching my solo video today. You'll catch me and Rhys now on the next video. And yeah, we look forward to seeing you then. Thank you, guys.